Episodio número 5. Hoy toca Heist.
I don't know if this should be part of it, but I guess you will cut and just.
So Payday 3 is launching with 8 unique heists, and our goal is essentially to ensure that each heist has its own identity. So when the creative process starts, we're always asking ourselves, what unique gameplay element does this heist have? And how do we make it look and feel unique, even if some of them have a similar setting? So we're really trying to make each heist feel like a set piece. But most importantly, we're making them feel Payday.
Two of the hardest things to get people to coordinate is positioning and movement. And stealth at its core is positioning and movement. I'm Per, and I'm a design lead here at Starbase. We're trying to make it less binary, so we have soft fails, so we have different security levels in different areas. Like if you get caught trespassing in certain
Qué complicado se puede llegar a hacer, a pesar de todas las facilidades que nos ponen.
Like if you break stealth, we don't want that to feel like a failure. We want that to just feel like, oh, okay, well now we're going with the other plan or the other play style. And that's reflected
Y vaya que se siente de esa manera.
And the gadgets and how the civilians work as well.
So creating a co-op stealth game as opposed to something that is solo only, a big difference there is players can do a lot of different things in parallel, right? Like there is no.
Ya lo había comentado esto yo.
One linear path.
Si quieres, cada uno puede tener su rol en la partida y hacer una cosa distinta del resto. Está muy bien.
Every time we design a heist in stealth, we have to think about all the different layers tied to that and the different options that players can do, and also make sure that they feel incentivized to do that.
Ole el cuchín.
The masked off stealth experience, and so you can do a lot of objectives and a lot of work in stealth without putting your mask on.
Hay que meterle caña en la beta a meterle talentos, habilidades, desarrollar buenas builds, porque hay un mundo de posibilidades.
One way we've been doing to modernize sort of the interactions and mechanics that you're doing is there are less quick interactions. It's more about bypassing obstacles by managing hostages, moving them around. There's a lot about movement and just general coordination between players, and also using the tools that you have.
We've expanded a lot on the civilians in stealth. So we've broken down civilians into your regular Joe Schmoes and the employees. And they care about different things. Civilians have more value, so in Payday 2 you just kind of traded them to get people out of custody.
Eso lo han quitado, ¿no?
But we also have the negotiation phase.
Fase de negociación.
Care about whether there's any civilians.
Pero creo que intercambias.
Shotgun enemies.
Exacto. Objetos que te beneficien. Munición. Vida.
If there are also civilians in the area. We also have some skills that leverage and give you more stuff if you trade civilians. So they have a value outside of just getting somebody out of custody. There's a lot of strategy involved in where you place a civilian, so you might not want to trade all civilians right away, but of course there's always the risk that you might kill them because they're in the way of fire.
So we have security modifiers in Payday 3, which essentially is a way for us to sort of throw in a wrench into the game when you're stealthing.
Hace mucho hincapié en el sigilo. Yo creo que es lo que más les ha debido gustar de hacer. Hay una curva de dificultad muy grande. Es muy interesante incluso jugar sigilo. El asalto es más simple. Siempre lo ha sido. Pero ahora es como que han querido mejorar la fórmula Payday 2 y ahora es otra cosa. Bastante guay.
But then you need to go and do something at the other end of the heist, and then that's something another player can do.
So the world has evolved since Payday 2, and that's something that we've adapted to as well. So you will see more security systems,
Vaya que
and
sí.
you will see more tools and equipment that are high tech. Also, in general, the world.
Sin sé que está cansada ya de que le
is a bit
roben.
more high tech, but it's
Ha
still
invertido pasta ahí.
contemporary. And making sure that it feels contemporary has also been an important part of the vision, since the game is going to grow over time, and we want to make sure that it feels sort of timeless in that sense.
From my point of view, a lot of the more digital stuff is in the gadgets. I feel also the hacking is a bit more expanded, and
Maldito móvil mágico. Es como una varita.
So right now, hacking is mostly focused, or the systemic, non-objective hacking in the game is more focused on cameras. We have certain plans for down the line to further expand hacking functionality as we add more content.
En verdad hacer ese movimiento es complicadísimo, porque te detectan a la velocidad de la luz las cámaras.
In Payday 3, when it comes to stealth, what we have focused on primarily is the goal has been to increase the player agency, meaning gadgets should be a tool for you to sort of either de-escalate situations or different ways of approaching security systems or infiltrating the locations that you're supposed to heist.
Las distracciones. Está bastante guay eso también.
Something that we internally call coordinated voice lines, which is SWATs will react to things in the world and say a line, and sometimes that stuff is related to other enemies. So if there is a dozer somewhere nearby, you'll hear a SWAT say,
que viene el dozer,
wait for the dozer or clear the way
que viene
for the
el
dozer.
nade.
That's also a hint to the
Es verdad que los
players
escucha así.
there's a dozer nearby, and they will have some lines for civilians as well.
We have a bunch of new puzzle mechanics, especially during stealth, because stealth is when you usually have to be pretty calm and very strategic in terms of what you're doing.
Es mucho más calmado ahora el gameplay, al menos en sigilo. En asalto es una locura, pero también tienes que ir calmado, con unos nervios de acero, y cubrirte, aprovechar mucho las coberturas, no ir a lo loco.
The difficulty of stealth varies quite a bit from map to map, but it also, your approach has to change.
A mí bajo Surface me pareció mucho más fácil de hacer en solitario que no habrá paz para los impíos. Este mapa del banco es una locura de dificultad. Tanto es así que ayer no pudimos terminarlo en máxima dificultad, ¿no? Porque fue una auténtica locura, y éramos 4.
When you heist in Payday 3, I love the fact that you many times feel that you are in control.
Eso es.
Things are going
Y las cosas se dan la vuelta y de repente muere todo tu equipo y adiós.
And you realize, holy shit, there's a lot of money here. Let's steal some more. That's usually when you get really, really fucked.
Sí, nos pasó ayer así de veces. Tremendo.
That was pretty good, no?
They use radios.
¿Qué le pasa al dire?
It still says pagers in a few places, but it shouldn't.
And then understanding... jag vet fan.
I did not confirm or deny it.
Nej! Jag tror att det är ett fett sätt att avsluta New York på.
Bueno, otro Dev Diary. Esta vez Heists. Está bastante guay. Han dicho que va a haber 8 Heists en el juego final. Era como mi miedo principal. Digo, no vaya a ser que en la salida del juego nada más vaya a haber solo 2 mapas, que son los que hemos visto todo este tiempo. No han enseñado nada más. Oh my god. Gente, ¿qué hacemos? Le metemos un poquito al Payday, ¿no? Que ya es hora. Guapísimo este Dev Diary. Muy guapo, pero me sigue gustando mucho más el de arte y animación.